Tesla has a nice little uptrend, right? It's cute, it's clean. But I didn't care about this, right? Because this is hard to trade, believe it or not. It looked like it was going straight up, but pre-market, a lot of times you could kind of determine like what type of move a stock is going to have, right? And I couldn't really tell too much yesterday on Tesla. So if I'm not really liking the chart before market open, I don't really care about the moves that we make, right? If we look at Tesla right now, we kind of forming it looks like an ascending triangle. Um, so what that basically is when the stock has a flat top, right? We have a flat top on it, and we have like a nice little uptrend. So here we see that we have very strong resistance up here around this what is it, 258, 260 area, right? This is our resistance. And then we also form an uptrend, right? Obviously on the uptrend. Every time we had to pull back down to this trend line yesterday, and we just got a straight move up, right? So now we're forming an ascending triangle, something like that, right? So coming into today, my main game plan, what I'm looking for is I don't care about what the stock does still. Like Tesla doesn't really, if we don't get above this 260, right? I talked about it yesterday. This 260 is what I care about. This is our resistance. It's the highest point that the stock went to. Now, what you could do is this is a more sneaky entry, right? When I say sneaky entry, it's like you get in before basically I would have like extreme confidence in it, right? But we see here that we have a very solid resistance level around this 258.50 area, right? We see we have a rejection here, boom, resistance, 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 right? We can call yesterday's high some resistance as well, right? But when we push up to this 258.50 area, right, the stock struggles, right? This is our first resistance. Our last resistance is this 260, right? Boom, like that. So me personally, what I'm looking for on this stock, a sneaky entry will be once we start breaking over this 258.50, right? Once we start breaking over this, we might have a pullback back down to this and then start pushing up to this 260. Me personally, though, I feel like the safest entry would be to wait for a break over this 260. Wait for a break over 260 and then look to play for calls, right? But if you want to get in a little bit early before, you know, the real big move happens, that would be over this 258.50. Me personally, I'm gonna just stay patient. I don't really care too much about this 258.50 area because there's still a possibility, right? If we start breaking over, let me clean this chart up a little bit. If we start breaking over this first resistance line, right, at this 258.50, there's still a possibility that we may have some type of rejection back at where we had a rejection at last week, right? Around this 260. We see that there are very strong sellers sitting at 260. What do we know about 260 as well? It's a pretty big psychological hold number, right? So if I'm looking to take a trade, I'm gonna show you an example of this. If I'm looking to take a trade, in my brain, it would make sense for me to get in once the chart is showing me that buyers are stronger than sellers, right? That's where it would make sense for me to get in that trade. So in order for me to be interested in this and even be looking to look for calls, right? I need Tesla to be above this 260. Tesla has to break over 260 and hold above 260 in order for me to be interested in it. That's just me. That's what I care about. So that's what I'm watching, right? The 260. So I'm gonna keep it real simple on Tesla. I'm watching it above 260. I'm not looking for puts. I don't care about puts at the moment, right? The stock pre-market is showing me strength. Yesterday we had a nice little close. We had a nice push up on Tesla. Overall market had a nice push up over some key levels. So coming into this morning, I'm watching Tesla over 260. entered some Tesla kind of early. Once we started breaking over this 258, ideally what I'm looking for is a resistance break at this 260. So that's what I'm anticipating. I entered a little bit, started position. But the real level we got to pay attention to is this 260. If we could take out this 260, we should get a strong move up on Tesla. So that's what I'm watching as of right now, watching to see if we could take out that 260 level. And then I'm gonna start putting on sides and see if we get that break over that 260. I'm gonna go check on AMD, see if we get that bounce. AMD is coming down to the bounce area, but I'm in Tesla right now, so that's gonna be my main focus. Scaled in a little bit more. I want to see if we maintain that 260. See if we get that strong push up. So right now, price is above 260. I'll probably get stopped out if we start pushing below this wick right here. But ideally, I don't want to see price move below 260. We're gonna see what they do. Scaling out as we get to move higher. Still in three. Just trying to capture this move as we get to push up. All right, I scaled on most of my position as we get that move up. Um, Again, my first entry was right here once we started breaking over this first resistance. And then I scaled in a little bit more once we got to break over this 260. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stay in this trade and ride it out. I'll leave this one little runner, and once we start breaking below this 260, if we start breaking back below that 260, I'll get out my trade. That's gonna be my stop. So we gotta start breaking the 9, and then we gotta start breaking VWAP, and then push back below this 260. So as long as price is below, above this green zone and above these EMAs right here, I'm uncomfortable in the trade. So I'll leave this last little runner just in case we get a crazy move up on Tesla. But yeah, I might be done for the day for real. That's all I wanted. I'm gonna close that last contract right there. It'll probably keep running for the day, but nice little 40% trade. Beautiful. That's all I wanted for real. But yeah, that's it. I'm done for the day. Caught most of this move up. It's kind of easy to spot. So yeah, I'm done.